This week, I reached 23,000 followers on my LinkedIn Create account, which is quite a big milestone. Pretty excited to build such an amazing community. But I thought I'd take a few minutes to share just a few of the tips of how I've built such a big community on LinkedIn specifically. The first one is actually being a creator. So when you go into LinkedIn, you can choose to have a normal profile, or you can go and edit and toggle to be a creator. It actually changes the way your profile appears, some of the features, you can tag articles, the way it kind of looks and functions is a little bit different. It's not a business page, but it's not the same as a normal profile either. So if you are trying to build an audience as an individual on LinkedIn, I definitely recommend toggling the creator feature on. The second thing I would definitely recommend is investing your time in a LinkedIn newsletter. In fact, earlier this week, I gave advice to a business colleague, a friend, about setting up a LinkedIn newsletter for his business against his personal profile. I was really excited to hear that literally within the first 24 hours, he already has 500 followers. Now, Dan was already posting articles to LinkedIn, which is essentially the same thing, but by formalizing it, setting it up into a newsletter, it sends push notifications, it sends alerts to people, and already that audience is going to get bigger a lot faster. So a LinkedIn newsletter is absolutely something I recommend. I think mine's sitting around 7,000 followers, and that gets a lot of good engagement and reach every single week and has definitely built my audience. The third thing, obviously, is just consistent posting to your feed. If you just come onto LinkedIn every so often and throw something out there, you're not going to get that kind of audience. You have to plan your content in advance. You need to have a content planner. You need to think about your voice, your tone, your style, what you're going to do. And then you need to be doing it consistently. So my newsletters go out every single week without fail. I'm posting at least 3 times a week to my profile. So there's a lot of consistency there, which makes a big difference with the algorithm and gets me found by new people. I'm being found organically in searches and recommended dozens of times a day. So I'm always getting people looking at my profile. So really worth having a look at that as well. Always make sure your posts on LinkedIn are very values-based. People like a little bit of entertainment and something fun, but most of the content is about how can I serve you? How can I give you value? How can I have a discussion about something that's happening in our issue and our industry? So people who are just cross-posting their Facebook content straight to LinkedIn doesn't tend to take as well. So you really do need to have quite a different strategy with what content you're sharing on LinkedIn versus the content that you're sharing on your other platforms. So make sure you give it a little bit of thought. What's different on LinkedIn when you're creating content? What else? Contributing to LinkedIn articles has been a really big one for me. Unfortunately, at the moment, you still have to be invited by LinkedIn to do that at the moment. So they have their contributor articles where multiple people can contribute content to a particular topic or theme. You do have to reach a certain point and LinkedIn will invite you to start contributing content. But my tip is if you do get that invitation, take it up. It's great. It's part of why I've been included as now one of the top voices on LinkedIn. I rank both in digital marketing and nonprofit leadership. So that's a really another great piece of credibility and also helps me organically get found by more people. Lastly, and maybe most importantly, is engage with others on LinkedIn. Don't just post and ghost. Don't just show up, throw a post out there, leave the platform, that's it, my job's done. You need to actively be someone who's engaging, adding value to other people's posts, commenting, interacting, maybe joining groups, whatever is your kind of thing. But I always make sure every day I'm responding to people's comments, I'm engaging with other posts of interest, I'm resharing other people's content. That kind of interaction builds community, it increases your network, it gets you seen by friends of friends, and that's ultimately how I get more followers. So there's a lot more to it than that, lots of other tips and advice, but if I had to pick my main reasons of how I got to 23,000 followers on LinkedIn, they are some of my best ones. I hope that's useful and you get a lot of value out of this video. If you want to know more about what I do or you want to get some help with consulting, training, or even check out one of my LinkedIn short courses, check out my website, links below.